Dennis Berlin Podcast. Hit the like button, subscribe. For the intelligent, black men is relevant. Why ask questions when you know the answer? So we bypass outlast channels, no gossip. We about that life. Tune in, subscribe, hop in the broadcast, stay current. Dennis Berlin Podcast, vibe with it. On the couch, leaving your house so you can ride with it. Voice of black excellence with no fronting. In the space we speak how we feel. The blizzard's coming.
Have pride in yourselves. Don't be so hard on yourselves. That's the other thing. Don't let this world keep kicking you and making you feel like you're not good enough. You plenty. I don't care if you're 10 pounds, 50 pounds overweight, 30 pounds underweight. You don't make enough money. You make too much money. You're too tall. You're too short. You're perfect the way you are. And I want you brothers to begin to take that. A lot of you guys did not have father figures to reinforce these things in you. You don't have that manly, fatherly love supporting you in the back of your head saying, son, you can go out there. The world is yours. I'm not your father's, but I love you like I'm your own uncle. We all one people. And so I'm telling you, brothers, I love you as a person that most people would say is successful. I'm telling you the opportunity is out there. And most of you guys are doing much better than I was at your age. You're more confident. You got the world, you got the benefit of people like me who've made mistakes. And I want to see you ball. That's it. Look, you might not like it, but that's still who we are. That exuberance, that flamboyantness, that's the black man. And below I see athleticism, I see timing, I see soul. I promise you, if that was a white man out there dancing like that, moving and had that sort of timing, you all would be okay with it. And I'm telling you, it's okay to be okay with it. It's appropriate. He is at the African-American graduation. He's getting his AA degree. That boy is probably no more than 19, 20 years old. Coming from where he came from, the same place I came from, if I could dance like that, I might do it now.
Puerto Rican man or Dominican man?
Black.
Puerto Rican man or Dominican man?
Like black men, like other cultures. This is the happiest people I ever met. And the nice.
If you tell the truth, you're gonna rub
the most beautiful.
If you tell the truth, you'll lose your job. If you tell the truth, people think you're a bad guy.
We winning, we winning. We foundation inventors over here. Black men been building and contending over here. Gender wars have started, lot of sinning over here. Trying to get it together, no pretending over here. God's plan is real, they attacking the original. How you want protection in your section, hypocritical. How you want a real man, think it's so cynical. Number one, in hospital deaths, talking clinical. Depression turn 50, die alone, it's preventable. You can't even wear your own hair using chemicals. You won't even listen to your man, not identical. You having them Drake babies, we not feeling you. Time is running out, you can't hide, we revealing you. Ain't nobody ever told the lies that we see in you. Divest, vanilla up your pie, still invisible. That's why we fly to friendly skies, and here's the proof. Yeah, baby, we winning over here. No drama, no mamas, yeah, we winning over here. Options, we got options, we winning over here. One take a L when we winning over here. This when it feels like we winning over here. Celebrate, they hate while we winning over here. Smell that, that's confidence, we winning over here. Passport, no doubt, cause we winning over here. We winning, Can't wait to get back to Thailand, man. Got on my Bangkok shirt, man. I'll be back out there.
Thailand,
Oh, yeah, I'm ready. I'm just peace, relaxation.
You had enough
bro.
of the Matrix?
Oh, man, I already had enough. When I got back almost 2
Everything
months
look
ago.
different. What I tell you, when you come back, everything
Oh,
look
yeah.
different.
Oh, yeah. Roll now, baby. Winning over here. Jump the blizzard jumps. Jump the blizzard, yeah, the blizzard jumps. Jump the blizzard, yeah, the blizzard jumps. Jump the blizzard, cause the blizzard jumps. Finances are short, so they taking from the men. Open up them borders, let them immigrants come in. Dilute the water, so you sipping from the sin. Bioengineered all the food that's going in.
This is science meat. FDA approved science meat, of course. It was grown in a vat instead of inside an animal's body. And I'm about to chow down on it.
Poison the country, even music full of gin. Evil spirits and devils got us jumping out the spin. Can't trust the people, no community events. Diseases inside, destroy communities within. Yeah, baby, we winning over here. No drama, no mamas, yeah, we winning over here. Options, we got options, we winning over here. Why take a L when we winning over here? That's what when it feels like we winning over here. Celebrate they hate while they winning over here. Smell that, that's confidence, we winning over here. Passport, no doubt, I'll be winning over here. Up jump the blizzard and the blizzard jumps me. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king. Up jump the blizzard and the blizzard jumps me. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king. Up jump the blizzard, yeah, the blizzard jumps me. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king. Up jump the blizzards and the blizzard jumps me. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king.
And $1 million for you can't see the pumps. Not country. Country girl just love it just because. You want to work so hard? You work too hard for the town girl. Country girl take you how you is. Country girl accept you. You understand what me I say? Country girl will cook for you, clean for you, wash your clothes for you. Make sure wipe out mat out your eye for you, dig out your nose for you, bust your bum for you, turning on no time for
I'm
that.
trying to see what that be like right there. Look, be that time for that.
Jet means forward. You requested it, so we rewind.
Yeah, baby, we winning over here. No drama, no mamas, yeah, we winning over here. Options, we got options, we winning over here. Why take a L when we winning over here? That's what when it feels like we winning over here. Celebrate they hate while they winning over here. Smell that, that's confidence, we winning over here. Passport, no doubt, I'll be winning over here. Up jump the blizzard and the blizzard jumps me. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king. Up jump the blizzard and the blizzard jumps me. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king. Up jump the blizzard, yeah, the blizzard jumps me. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king. Up jump the blizzards and the blizzard jumps me. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king. We winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, 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 we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning. We winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, 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 we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning. We winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, 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 we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning. We winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, 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 we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, winning.
And then you wonder why brothers want to get on the airplanes and go other places. Half the time, we could deal with the women. It's you dudes. You self-hating, selfish, narcissistic black men that we don't want to be around. We can't enjoy anything. Because if we got 2 nickels more to rub together, then you want to come hit us upside the head and take it. Y'all always coveting somebody else's stuff. Y'all, truthfully, y'all jealous of that man, Aaron Sloan. You wish you could speak like him. He was too proud, and so y'all wanted to break him down, just like the slave catcher DNA that's running through your blood. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the broadcast. Shout out to everybody up in here, man. Y'all make sure you hit the W for win. All the brothers in the chat room, man, hit the W. Throw up that W wherever you are around the world, baby. What's up, you guys? My name is Dennis Sperling. I'd like to welcome you to the broadcast. This is called the Dennis Sperling Podcast, and I want to give a big shout out to number one, Clyde, FBA. Thank you so much for being the first person to come in with the super chat. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Big shout out to Boris Barracuda, Uncle D, what it be, and the Vaulted Wrench Mob. Wrench Mob. Shout out to my man Glow Hardy. Big shout out to all the wrenches in the house. We got Mark the Freelancer, Professor Max. Big shout out to you. Thank you so much, Hootsie. And of course, we want to thank Mark the Freelancer. And who else we got? We also got to thank my folks who are members. If you haven't become a member, you got to join, because that's where all the stuff that I used to put out is located now. Uncle D, the Blizzard King, is on some kinder. We're doing a kinder, friendlier Blizzard King at this point. So if you want to see some of that vintage stuff that I put out back in the day, 2-3 years ago, man, you got to go over and check out the membership. So if you haven't joined the membership, go ahead and do that. Make it easy on Uncle D, man. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Melanated FTM. Thank you so much. The Real One. Who else we got in here? Urban Eagle, Mark the Freelancer. I might have mentioned y'all somewhere, but it's okay to give you a double shout out. Well, anyway, big shout out to my man Urban Eagle. Good looking out, fam. Frank, we got 2 super chats. I try to get 20 super chats. That kind of makes it worth my while. And so if you guys will, we're at 2. I will be giving you shout outs as we go along. We got folks in here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you hadn't already. We are marching towards 100,000 subscribers. I think that'll be a cool feat, especially considering that my broadcast and what I talk about is catered primarily to Black men. And so because of that, I'm not going to get a whole lot of people following my page. This is really a niche audience. No one really wants to give shout outs to Black men or do anything to uplift Black men, but I do it and I defend you guys. And I think it's necessary. That said, I love you. And shout out to my man there. There I said it. Salute, Council. Thank you so much, fam. But as I said, you guys know I love you. But like any uncle, I'm going to tell you about yourself. All right? I will tell you about yourself. I'm going to tell it, and I'm not going to hold you. And I do it from a place of love because I want you guys to be better men. Okay? Now, the title of this broadcast is Poor Blacks Who Hate the Rich Stay Broke. All right? Poor Blacks who hate the rich stay broke. We're going to go a lot of places with this. We're going to talk about psychology. We're going to talk about a little history. We're going to go deep. And so I want you guys to do this because the main thing is, fam, we're talking about money. I cannot reach out and give each one of y'all a hug. I cannot sit here and go play by play and help you figure out what it is you need to do to get to be a successful person. I can't do that. But what I can do is help you get some money. Okay? Somebody say get money in the chat room. Let's talk about that money. Somebody say money. Because at the end of the day, baby, money does not solve all your problems, but it makes a lot of them go away. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Somebody type money in the chat room. Big shout out to everybody coming through with the super chats. Talk about money. Somebody say money in the chat room. Hell yeah, that's what we talking about, baby. We talking about money. Okay, that's what we gonna talk about. I ain't talking about them bras no more. We gonna talk about getting money, holding on to money, and enjoying your money and making sure that your kids with their bad selves have a little money when it's time for them to have something. Now, the thing is, fam, oftentimes we are our own worst enemies when it comes to money. We don't know what to do with it. We don't know how to categorize it. We don't recognize it for what it is. We may not even value it like we should until it's gone. You understand what I'm talking about? Just like that good woman that you gave up back in the day, and now you're ending up with this big wide back broad that you're stuck with because, damn it, that good gal got away. Darn it, you messed up. You think about that money, that settlement check that you got about 10 years ago, and man, if you had put that settlement check towards something else instead of loaning it to you, you should have put that settlement check towards your house, okay? And you would have been paid off by now. But no, you wanted to loan your third cousin Leroy, okay, who is your favorite auntie's son, some money so he can start a car wash. All right. And of course, Leroy, upon starting the car wash, you will go down there to check on the money and see, you said you're going to pay me back in 90 days. It's been 98 days. Where's my money? Leroy's in the back of the car wash smoking weed. He ain't paid the rent. People are complaining about scratches and dents in the car. I mean, it just went bad, and now you lost your money, okay? You didn't value your money, okay? That's messed up, and I feel bad for you, but that's okay. That should not be the only thing that holds you back, praise God. The problem, fam, and the reason you made that mistake in the first place is because of your mentality. And shout out to my man Frozen06. Thank you so much, Frat. I appreciate that being a member. You don't understand money, you don't, and a lot of people don't. I wasn't raised understanding the purpose of money. You know, I just thought when you get it, you spend it. Somebody type, when you get it, you spend it in the chat room. You know what I'm saying? I'm still getting it and I'm still spending it. But I'm spending it in different ways with a better understanding. So this past Sunday, after church, and you know, you guys who don't know, I live in Houston, Texas, and I attend church at a black church, Baptist church, Southern Baptist Church in 5th Ward, Houston, Texas. Shout out to the 5th Ward. Shout out to 5th Ward. It was my pastor's 35th pastoral anniversary. My lady and I, afterwards, you know, we had a great time at church, man. It was a beautiful lesson. And I go to church. I love church. I don't care what you say. I know some of y'all, white man, I don't care what you say. I'm still going to church because it keeps me in line. It's the reason I'm not as bad as I could be. And the thing you're going to realize, the higher up in the success ladder you become, the more dangerous the demons become. If you down there and you dealing with them poor demons, they don't send the big demons to the poor folks. Okay, they send the big demons to the big folks like me. So I need as much morality and be surrounded by moral people as I can. Nevertheless, I love church. I was born a Southern Baptist. I'm gonna die a Southern Baptist. I know we got some folk in here from different religions. That's my thing. That's where I'm at. Okay. And I'm not afraid to announce that. Now, that said, it was my pastor's 35th anniversary, pastoral anniversary. Been at the church for 35 years. Afterwards, you know, it was just me and my lady. The boys are with my ex-wife. It's her weekend. Somebody type her weekend in the chat room. And we decided to go visit this spot over on Westheimer Boulevard in Houston, Texas, where they have all these high-end stores. It's not the Galleria, and I'm not going to tell y'all where it is. And the reason I'm not going to tell you where it is, because I don't want all y'all over there with me. Understand me? I don't want all y'all coming over there with me. You understand what I'm saying? I'd like to be over there by myself. I don't want to see you over there right now. I know you're going to eventually find out where it is, but I'm in the high-end spot, hanging out, and they have a Rolex shop over there. So we went to take a look at the Rolexes. I had visited the store back around June, and I was put on the waiting list. And so my lady, you know, being very knowledgeable about fashion and industry, she suggested that we return and have a conversation with the sales representative, which we did. Shout out to Cody Marshall. He said, I want to see your ball. Praise God. So we went and talked to the little lady, and this is my lady here with the big hair, and that's the little sales rep over there. Okay. Now, so, you know, we went to look at the Rolexes, and actually, you know, my lady, she parlayed her way onto the little waiting list and got set up to get her a little female version of a Rolex that matches mine. And naturally, of course, me being me, I took a photograph for posterity. And now later, at some point later on, I posted it online. Most of the comments, and it's still up in my community tab, most of the comments positive and affirming, but I did notice a streak of negativity, okay, particularly from men, specifically from Black men who were upset about this photo. Now, I want you to look at this very innocuous photo, and all it says is, me and my old lady went Rolex shopping, okay? Me and my old lady went Rolex shopping, and I posted this photograph up, and for some reason, this triggered, somebody typed triggered in the chat room, this triggered a lot of men. Not all men, but many were angry. While most were supportive, it only takes one hater to ruin your day. And got me to thinking. I noticed, and this is me, I post a lot of photographs up in my community chat because I want y'all to put images out there, black men doing positive things. All right. But I do notice that when I post pictures of myself getting sweaty and grimy and dirty, right? And me and my old lady hanging out and her choking me out or something terrible like that. When I post photographs like that, that's my pastor right there. That's my pastor right there. He about 90 years old. But when I post photographs of stuff like that, like this, I don't get these sort of responses. Y'all don't have a problem with that. You say you don't have a problem with that. Or when I post pictures of my sons doing tough tasks or lifting weights, I hardly get a reaction. But I do recall a few months ago when I posted a photograph of my son and the Mercedes Benz that I bought him for his birthday, the hate started to surface. You see? And I've come to the conclusion that there's a vein of black men, black people in general, who for the most part hate seeing other black people succeed or display their wealth. And the same goes to some extent when I post photos of my sons working in my office. You guys remember that? Right? Shout out to my man, ATL Slab Rider, baby! Rock and roll. Praise God. But anyway, let me get you in a minute, baby. Good looking out to you. I got to make sure I show love to the $100 club. But anyway, so and I'm gonna get you in a minute too, fam. I'll read it again. But so what I'm saying is, I y'all might remember a few months back, I posted photographs of my sons working at my office. And people would say stuff like, they question whether or not he had a choice of becoming a lawyer. You see, and it's almost as if they hate to see black people successful. And I believe this mindset is one reason why so many black people have not accumulated wealth, much less generational wealth, in this country, where we have existed for 500 years, over 400 years, where 40% of the population of millionaires, specifically 22 million people in the United States are millionaires. And that is 40% of the millionaires in the world. So we have the highest accumulation of millionaires of any other country. We darn near have half the millionaires in the world right here in the United States. But despite having been here since the inception of this country, black people have not benefited as they should have. And in my opinion, it has a lot to do with our culture. And today, I want to take the opportunity to discuss this. The psychology behind it, and perhaps the cultural habits and that limit our ability to accumulate wealth, is something that we never discuss. So now what we're going to do is we're going to address something that's been festering in our community, something that's holding us back from achieving the greatness, financial greatness. Somebody type money in the chat room. That's what we talk about. That's what we've been talking about for about a week. We're going to keep talking about money, okay? Because at the end of the day, money will answer a lot of the issues that we have. So let's keep on talking about this money. Somebody type money in the chat room. All right? Okay? We want security. We want community success. We want independence. We're going to need some money. Okay? All right? Something has been holding us back from achieving greatness that we're capable of. And I'm talking about the way we as a community view success, particularly when it comes to our brothers who've made it through legitimate means. Okay? Why is it that we only seem to celebrate rich black men who've come up in the streets, in sports, or through entertainment? Why is there so much envy and resentment and downright hatred for those who worked their way through education and hard work? If you're a rich doctor, a lawyer, a businessman, a contractor, a plumber, electrician, it seems like there's always someone in our community ready to tear you down, call you a sellout or a lame. See, brothers, this mindset is toxic, and it's time we confront it head on. Okay? So we're going to dive into the cultural dysfunction that leads us to glorify the thug life while dismissing the value of education and professionalism. We're going to explore why so many of us are so quick to envy and disrespect those who choose a path of hard work and legal, lawful success rather than celebrating them as role models and leaders of the community they want to hate. Somebody type hate in the chat room. We're also going to talk about the dangerous obsession that we have with materialism and how we've been programmed to believe that looking rich, somebody type stunting in the chat room, somebody type flashy in the chat room, looking rich is more important than actually building wealth. This mindset has us spending money on luxury items and trying to impress others, while those who are financially responsible and make smart decisions are often overlooked or looked down upon. We're going to unpack how this mentality not only damages our potential, but also keeps us trapped in the cycle of poverty and dependency. Finally, we're going to get real down and dirty, and we're going to talk about these psychological barriers that are holding us back. Things like cognitive dissonance, limiting beliefs, and the fear of judgment. These are the things that keep us from pursuing the success we claim we want. And tonight we're gonna break it down. Somebody type, we're gonna break them down and figure it out. We're gonna overcome it. Somebody type, we shall overcome in the chat room. Somebody type, we shall overcome in the chat room. Somebody type, we're gonna get this money. Somebody type, get money in the chat room. Okay? We're going to talk about these real psychological barriers that are holding us back. Things like, we just call it the chains of poverty. Shout out to Cody Marshall. I also heard stealth well. That's pretty cool. I like that. I'm going to steal that from you, baby. Y'all ready to talk? Y'all ready to talk about this? You guys ready to challenge the status quo? Start building something lasting for yourself and your family. You ready? You ready? Stay tuned. Okay, we're gonna talk about some uncomfortable truths. But I promise you, it's all in the service of helping us rise to the level that we're meant. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick break, a little quick break. Y'all make sure y'all hit the number 1 button, baby. And I'm gonna come right back in and we're gonna get it cracking. All right, hit the number 1 button. Uncle D be right back.
This burning podcast, click your mouse pad. Yeah, we out back. Hit the like, hit subscribe. Don't just hate watch, cause we outside. Let them hate watch, go and play pop. We just lay back. He don't play that. We don't play back. We don't play back. We go way back. Black men, yeah, we earn something. Tune in, gotta learn something. Uncle D podcast, bump it. Likes up, hit the sub button. Black men, yeah, we earn something. Tune in, gotta learn something. Uncle D podcast, bump it. Likes up, hit the sub button. This is Dennis Burning Podcast. Don't just hate watch, hit subscribe and let them know we outside. Don't hold hate, donate. Super chat, cash app. Put something in the collection plate. Church.
I want y'all to make sure y'all hit the number 1 button. And we're going to kind of get back to what we like to do over here, man. I need y'all to check in at a certain point when it's time to check in. I need to checking in to start happening again. We got to go ahead and get this algorithm pumping. All right. Listen up, brothers. I'm here to express some real frustration and concern about a dysfunctional culture that holds on or holds down parts of our community. There are certain values and behaviors that are being celebrated, behaviors that, frankly, are counterproductive and even harmful when it comes to how we view success, education, and professionalism. Here's the thing I want you to think about this. To me, okay, somebody type to me in the chat room, and if you guys don't know how to spell to me, It is spelled T-A-M-E. To me, okay? To me, the only types of rich black men that black folks, and mostly as males, mostly as men, the only types of rich black men that we don't hate on are drug dealers, pimps, rappers, and athletes. That's what I noticed. If you're a drug dealer, if you're a pimp, you're a rapper, you're an athlete, nobody has a problem with you stunting and flossing and showing off your Rolexes. I'm just saying, this is my observation. Go and be a rich doctor. Go and be a rich lawyer. Go and be a rich contractor, a rich businessman. Y'all go ahead and be a rich plumber. Shout out to Aaron Sloan. You remember when he said he can go pull $100,000 out the bank? Look how many people hated on him. I'm a 50-year-old trial lawyer who's been practicing law for nearly a quarter of a century. I've earned a little $18,000 Rolex if I wanted to. But for some reason, it's some folk hating on me. Look, I earned this. I went to school for 9 years after high school. So it makes no logical sense for folks to be hating on me and taking my old lady shopping. I tell you fellas all the time it's greater later. But look what they did to Aaron Sloan. Y'all remember him, little brother? Master plumber. I guess we could refer to this as selective admiration. And it seems like our community, or in our community, we tend to admire and celebrate wealth when it's achieved through certain paths, whether it's a drug dealer, pimping, rapping, or athletics. But when a black man makes it through more traditional, respectful professions like law, medicine, business, or even a blue-collar profession, suddenly there's envy and resentment instead of admiration. What's up with that? What's up with that? I've noticed that since the 1960s, there's been this shift where what we'll call authenticity, or being black, or keeping it real, or being down, or being real black, is tied to street culture and non-traditional success. That's led to this idea that if a black man becomes successful through education or a professional career, he's somehow sold out, or he's seen as an educated lame. Am I telling you the truth? Or where's the lie? If I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. I want y'all to tell me right now. It's just us in here. Tell me I'm lying. In some parts of our community, professions that require formal education and hard work get ridiculed as nerdish or uncool or lame. And this disdain for education and professionalism is unique to our community. It's not something you see in the same way in other cultures. You don't even see this in African cultures or Caribbean cultures. And they're about as close to us as you can get. I'm talking about the glorification of criminality. I'm talking about glorification of thugs and drug dealers and the criminal element in our community. This is deeply dysfunctional. It's a deeply dysfunctional aspect of our culture where individuals, mostly brothers, who contribute positively to society through legal and professional means are disrespected, while those folks involved in illegal activities are often celebrated. That's backwards thinking. Some of you fellas graduated from college and nobody noticed. But when your cousin Slim, Baby Slim, Lil Ron, Shoctavius, when he get out of jail from doing that 5-year bid, oh, it's a celebration. Huh? Somebody, they stacking bread for them, they baking them cakes. Cousins crying, they reminiscing. You got out of college with your bachelor's degree and nobody cared. I'm just saying. See, and shout out to Cody Marshall. See, there's a deep pathology here, a strong resentment towards those who achieve success through respectable means. And this resentment shows up as bullying smart kids, undermining successful relationships. Look at that girl, that gymnast girl. What's her name? What's that little girl, the champion? What's her name? Baby, what's that little gymnast's name? Sweetheart. What's the gymnast's name? Simone Biles. Look how they're trying to undermine her career by emasculating her man. Anything healthy, right, is somehow bad. And now they're even harassing people who live a more traditional lifestyle. This got to stop. This got to stop. Behaviors and values that are considered decent or moral or normal, like going to church or having a stable family life, they're often seen as white. You just trying to be white. And they get rejected by some in our community as a form of cultural resistance. That's not resistance. That's self-sabotage. Y'all act like white folks invented stable families or something. You act like white folks invented being law-abiding citizens or something like that. Let me tell you something. I intentionally show myself going to church, spending time with my family, taking my woman shopping, exercising doing wholesome things. You know why? Because I want to provoke those who harbor envy and hatred. And yeah, also show me in my physical strength and my combat skills to make it clear there's going to be some real consequences for any of you all who try to manifest your misplaced hatred physically. Somebody type, I wish you would, in the chat room. In essence, what I'm doing is I'm making those people confront that mindset that is too prevalent in parts of our Black community, a mindset that values street success over educational and professional achievement, and that fosters envy and resentment towards those who choose the latter path. Brothers, this mindset is a significant obstacle to our progress and upliftment in the community, and it's time we change it. Let me hit y'all with some facts. Black Americans are the most impoverished ethnic group in America. Now, we're not doing terrible, but we're still the most impoverished ethnic group. The Asians got us beat. The Indians got us beat. The Hispanics damn sure got us beat. They got all the contracting jobs because their culture tells them to come together, work together, and get this money. And let me tell you what we spend our money on. It's not like we're broke, but let me tell you what we spend our money on. Mercedes-Benzes, hair care products, luxury items, like purses, and women's perfume. We buy that stuff more than any other group. So what does that tell me? It tells me we want to look rich, but we hate the rich. Why is that? Why is that? That's a troubling pattern to have a rise in your community when it comes to your attitudes towards wealth and self-worth. As Black Americans, or should I say we as Black Americans, you rather look rich than actually build wealth? See, these spending habits come from what I see as silly cultural values and a lack of practical understanding of what true wealth really is. Too many of us are spending money to fill an internal void to boost our self-worth. But that's just masking a sense of inadequacy. We're more concerned with appearing successful than actually being successful. I see a lot of hypocrisy in our community. We idolize wealthy. We aspire to that lifestyle. But at the same time, there's a lot of envy and resentment towards those who actually made it. We admire the wealthy, but we can't help but hate on them out of jealousy. Think about that. That's like the fat girl who hates on the skinny girl because she wants to be skinny. And we got grown men doing that. That's silly. See, the truth is, family, we're being played. Marketing and sales strategies, they're designed to target our psychological vulnerabilities. They know we want to look wealthy, so they push us to spend on material goods instead of investing in things that could build real wealth. Many of us feel the need to look rich because we believe material possessions will make us feel good about ourselves and earn us respect. But when you feel like a nobody, you end up trying to show you're somebody with objects instead of using your intelligence and true success to define you. There's this mentality that it doesn't matter if I have it if people don't see it. So we flaunt our money and possessions to be recognized as successful. But those who are smart with their money, who choose financial responsibility and literacy, often get looked down on for not following the ideas of the subculture. And I'm calling out the way we prioritize materialism and desire to appear wealthy over actual financial stability and growth. We're cheating our children and we're cheating our generations that come behind us. This mindset isn't just a result of external manipulation, it's also something we internalize. And if we don't change it, we're going to stay stuck in this cycle of envy, resentment, and misplaced priorities that's holding us back from real economic progress. Now, listen, how can you hate the rich and love the rich? How did you do that? That's called cognitive dissonance. It's the internal conflict we feel when we're torn between resenting the rich for what we see as inequalities or injustices, and at the same time wanting the status and security that wealth brings. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. A lot of folks are caught between these opposing feelings and they can't quite reconcile them. Let's talk about social comparison. This is where we start sizing ourselves up against others. And it's horrible now because you got Instagram, you got TikTok. So you trying to figure, it used to be you looking at your neighbors and see what they have, and now you're on TikTok trying to see who's driving what, who's going where. And in a society like ours where wealth is flaunted everywhere, you look, it's easy to feel less than when you're not rolling in it. That feeling of being less affluent can turn into resentment towards the rich. You start seeing them as symbols of something you want, but think you can't have, something that seems out of your reach. But even as you resent it, you're still aspiring to get there. Here's what I want you to think about. Black women, they don't really hate on rich black men until he ends up with a non-black woman. And she realizes he might be outside of her reach. That's when the hate starts. That's when they start talking about wealth leaving the community. So it's a problem with black men and black women when you feel like something is out of your reach. That's envy. That's envy. Remember, the greatest sin of all the sins is envy. That's what got Lucifer kicked out of heaven, his envy and his vanity. But let's talk about where the resentment comes from. Hard work is something that's drilled into you from a young age. You're told that if you work hard, you'll succeed. But then you look at some of these wealthy folks out here and you start thinking, did they really get there through hard work or were they lucky? Somebody type lucky in the chat room. Were they lucky? They were just lucky. Or they were just privileged. And that's where the animosity comes in. You don't feel like they truly deserve it. We want to believe in a meritocracy, that we can achieve wealth through our own efforts. But when we see people who seem to have skipped the line, it stirs up frustration. Let's not forget about individualism and the American dream. We've been fed this idea that anyone can make it if they just try hard enough. It's a powerful narrative, but it's also a double-edged sword. While many of us are grinding toward the dream, there's also a critique of the wealthy elite who seem to be undermining that very dream by perpetuating inequalities. It's like we're chasing something that feels more and more out of reach because of the very people who've already made it. Shout out to my man there, I said it. And see, here's the thing. There's envy. And there's something called aspirational identity. And this is a big one. This is a big one, folks. We envy the lifestyle, the possessions, the power that comes with being rich. But at the same time, we're quick to critique those who have it. This duality lets us express our dissatisfaction with the system while still holding on to our dreams of financial success. It's a complicated mix of feelings that shows just how conflicted we are about wealth in our culture. And I'm talking about the Black culture, but it's an issue in the dominant culture, but it's a severe issue in the Black culture. And when you put it all together, you see the deeper societal values and personal desires at play. It's not just about wanting money or status. It's about the complex attitudes we have towards wealth in America, especially when our own community, especially within our own community, it's tensions that reflects where we are as a people and how we view success. And it's something that we've got to understand if we're going to move forward. See, hating the rich can undermine the ability to become rich. Let me say that again. As long as you're hating on rich people, you might get a little money, but you'll never be wealthy. I want you to understand that. As long as you hate the rich, that's going to undermine your ability to become rich yourself, because there are several psychological mechanisms that go into play. I want y'all to hear me, man. You wonder why we haven't achieved generational wealth? Look in the mirror. See, and shout out to Dr. Thunder. Thank you so much. Shout out to MC Recovery. Appreciate you, fam. And I'm going to get all the super chats in a minute, but I want to keep this rolling. Hating on the rich can actually keep you from becoming rich. There are some serious psychological barriers that come into play when you carry that kind of negativity. And they can sabotage your chances of success in more ways than one. When you've got negative feelings towards wealthy Black folks, it leads to behaviors that sabotage your own success. If you believe that wealth is inherently bad, or that the rich people are morally corrupt, you might start avoiding opportunities that could lead to financial success. Why? Because deep down in your subconscious mind, you're afraid to get rich. Somebody type afraid to get rich. You're afraid to get rich because you feel that you will compromise your misplaced values, whatever they may be. Holding on to resentment can create serious limiting beliefs about money and success. If you think wealth corrupts or is unattainable, you are going to subconsciously limit your own potential. You start believing that you don't deserve wealth or that it's wrong to pursue it. That kind of mindset will keep you stuck right where you are. In fact, even if you get money, you'll end up right back where you are right now. Somebody type blowing money fast in the chat room. See, there's also a lot of fear of judgment from other Black people in the community. If you got negative feelings towards rich folk, you might worry about how your peers will see you if you become rich or if you become wealthy. Think about it. Why you think them ball players had to come back to the neighborhood back in the 90s and 80s and the 2020? You always got to come back to the neighborhood to show that you down. Because you worried about your peers judging you. Oh, you think you better than us. Somebody type better than us in the chat room. And what does this do? This same fear creates anxiety around pursuing financial success. And that's going to lead you to avoid opportunities. And it actually could it's stuff that could have helped you enhance your wealth. When your mind is filled with resentment, you start focusing on scarcity rather than abundance. And this scarcity mentality, it can mess with your creativity. It can mess with your problem solving. It's going to mess up your willingness to take tasks, willingness to take risks. And, these are all essential ingredients for financial wealth. You're so busy worried about what you don't have that you can't see the opportunities right in front of your face. Hating on the rich, that's going to isolate you from the very networks of people who are rich that can support you in your journey to wealth. If you're expressing hatred from wealthy individuals, you're going to alienate yourself from people who could offer you mentorship, support, opportunities for wealth building. You think any of these people who have something negative to say about me and my children or me doing, I'm not talking to them. They couldn't even pay me for a consultation. If they do, I'm going to charge them triple the rate. So now by talking about the rich, guess what you've done? You isolated people that could help you. That's like being a ball player on a team, and you steady talking about the superstars on the team. They're not going to help you. They're not going to help you with your drills. They're not going to teach you their techniques because you're a hater. You want to be like us, but you hating on us. You sitting on the sidelines talking bad about us. Oh man, he don't dribble that good. He's a ball hog. He don't even have any hops. He doesn't even have any handles. He can't shoot from the left side of the court. You're going to get isolated. And that social isolation can keep you out the loop. And that's going to limit your exposure to ideas and connections that foster financial success. Nobody wants to be around a hater. If you strongly identify with anti-wealth sentiments, you're going to struggle to reconcile that identity with your desire to be rich. And this internal conflict creates stress and confusion, making it harder for you to take proactive steps towards achieving your financial goals. When you all, listen now, and when you put all this together, you see how these psychological barriers can create a cycle that keeps you disconnected from your desires for wealth. And if you're not careful, that disconnect is going to prevent you from taking the actions you need to achieve success that you want. And it's time for you all to let that go, brothers, and start focusing on building wealth, the wealth that you want. Because if you don't break that curse in this generation, you're going to pass it right down to the children that come after you. Now, again, as I said before, it seemed to me that the only type of rich black folk, black men hate on, right? I'm just saying, it's mostly men. You hate on doctors, lawyers. You hate preachers, contractors, businessmen. Because every time they show they got some money, it's always an N-word who's going to say something crazy. Look at the comments below this picture of mine, of me shopping with my lady. On the flip side, drug dealers and athletes and other folk like that, they get a pass. But why is that? Let's dig into that. Let's analyze that. How do we get like that? Well, here's the thing. We got to look at it from a cultural context. Rich black athletes and entertainers, they often symbolize overcoming systematic barriers. Their success can be a source of pride for the community, and it represents resilience and the achievement against the odds. And we see them as proof that we can make it. And that's why it's something we can celebrate. We can run fast. I can hit a ball like that. I can hit a jump shot like that. I can catch like that. It's easy to identify with that, I guess. Right? Huh? It's easy to root for someone who walks the same path you have. But when it comes to professionals, doctors, lawyers, people who've studied long and worked hard, there's a perceived disconnect from the struggle of the marginalized section of the community. And so that relatability fades. And when the relatability fades, skepticism creeps in. See, we can't ignore the history of systematic oppression and economic inequality, and that shapes the perception of wealth. Rich Black folks who've broken through high-profile fields are often celebrated for smashing those barriers. But when someone's seen as part of the establishment, they might be viewed with the side eye. They've crossed over to the other side. That's why you're looking at the dope dealer different that you're looking at the lawyer. You see? The dope dealer is still an outsider. He's the Robin Hood. The dope dealer is the sheriff of Nottingham. You see that? See, some rich Black folks who've engaged in criminality, see, they get seen through the lens of redemption. Their success is viewed as a transformation, a testament to change and growth. It's the story of the underdog rising up, and that resonates deeply in the Black community. Our love for the rich Black athlete and the rich entertainer and the rich D-boy, it reflects our collective desire for economic mobility. We see their success as a beacon of hope, an opportunity for all of us to rise up. But when the wealth comes from more traditional avenues, doctor, lawyer, engineer, accountant, preacher, politician, undertaker, it doesn't stir up the same feelings. And here's the thing, the intersection of race and class adds layers to how we perceive wealth. While there's resentment towards wealthy people in general, the context of Black wealth helps brings out different narratives, some that make us proud and others that spark envy. And all of these factors together create a nuanced understanding of how we as a community view wealth. It's shaped by cultural pride, historical context, and our deep-seated aspirations for economic justice. But if we're going to rise together, we've got to check that envy at the door and start lifting each other up, no matter how we made it. Now, there's differing perceptions of wealth among various types of rich Black people, and it can be influenced by several keys. I want y'all to listen. Wealth gained through traditional established professions like lawyer, doctor, preacher, undertaker, engineer, that's often viewed as legitimate and respectable. And these professions are associated with hard work, education. More importantly, they're associated with adherence to societal norms, right? Professionals like lawyers and preachers, they often take on roles in the community as leaders and role models, and their success is seen as beneficial to the community generally, as they contribute to, our societal status, I guess. Okay, and generally speaking, it makes it helps foster some collective uplift, right? But right, and when I say collective uplift, all of y'all got nieces and nephews who went to law school. You brag on them all the time. My niece graduated from Howard Law School over there. Yeah, man, that college up in DC. It contributes to how you feel, right? But see, here's the other thing. They're often perceived as part of the establishment. So think about that. Now, some may view wealth from sports and entertainment as admirable, but there also can be a stigma attached to wealth gained through illegal activities. Even if it's, it's a complex relationship when you're talking about folk who got their money as a result of criminality. Okay? But at the end of the day, you see them as not part of the establishment. You understand? You get it? The black lawyer or doctor or someone who got their money from working within the system is often vilified because he's part of the establishment, the oppressive, racist regime. Is it starting to come together now? Even though the journey of the rich black lawyer or businessman often involves overcoming systematic barriers through education and perseverance, they didn't want us in there either. We had to overcome a lot of barriers too. We were the outsider too. But somehow the drug dealer and the black athlete and his struggle or her struggle and achievement, it resonates deeply within the community and it's often celebrated more than the wealth that is perceived is gained through legitimate means. And see, here's the thing. There's no cultural emphasis on education, professionalism, and community service within the black community, not the modern black community. Successful professionals embody these values, reinforcing societal ideals that prioritize hard work and ethical behavior. And these are not attributes that are celebrated in the current black subculture. That's the problem. That's the problem. In this perspective, it reflects a nuanced view of admiration and resentment within the black community. And several factors can help explain why rich black drug dealers and criminal types might receive and do receive more admiration than the rich black lawyer. There was a time if you was a weed seller, you sold weed in LA, you got more props and love than a guy who became a cop, a LAPD officer. See, the dope boy, he's seen as having navigated and survived the harsh environments. And his success is viewed as a form of resilience and defiance against the racist system of injustice. They come from the streets. They come from the same streets we know. And that makes them relatable. Irrespective of the fact that they're selling poison to the community, the drug dealers, oftentimes he's more visible and present in the community. He might even be the one lined up giving out turkeys during Thanksgiving, engaging in philanthropy or supporting local initiatives. And this creates the perception that he's self-made and he's using his wealth to uplift the community, even though he got his money illegally. In some cases, wealth that comes from the drug trade can symbolize a rebellion against the system that's been set up to keep us down. And this narrative resonates deeply with folks, black folks, who feel marginalized or shut out by traditional avenues of success. Let's not forget how popular cultures play a role in this. The lifestyles of drug dealers are often glamorized in music, movies, and TV, and it creates an allure around this success. Look at Jay-Z. This man made billions of dollars off of being a D-boy. Married one of the most beautiful black women in America, Beyonce Knowles. And so because of portrayals like this, it shapes the perceptions, leading us to admire them rather than hold them in contempt. There's some of y'all who would rather, y'all rather be Jay-Z than Robert F. Smith. Some of y'all don't even know who Robert F. Smith is. Man graduated from Cornell, made his money on the stock market, billionaire, richest black man in America. but you look at him as though he's shady, but you rather be Jay-Z. See, when we see the rich criminal, we see the rich drug dealer, the dope boy, the pimp, it's often seen as a triumph over systematic barriers, especially in communities where legal paths to wealth are hard to come by. And so this success can seem more tangible and accessible compared to the success of a professional, a lawyer, a doctor, an engineer, a truck driver, a person you all may perceive as going along to get along, going along with the societal norms. And there's also a deep distrust toward traditional institutions, including the legal profession. If a lawyer is seen as part of the system that's historically marginalized Black communities, their success is not going to be celebrated. The same way that the dope boy, the criminal, the pimp, who's viewed as challenging those very systems will be. This is what you're dealing with in your head, family. In certain communities, the success of drug dealers is more visible and more direct. It has a more direct impact. Okay? And that's why it leads to a sense of admiration for those who appear to have made it against all odds. That's why you love gangster rap. That's why you love D-boy rap, even to this day. But see, the thing is, fam, all these factors contribute to a complex dynamic in how we perceive wealth within our community. And it's shaped by our history, our cultural narratives, and our personal experiences. But if we're going to move forward, somebody type move forward in the chat room. If we're going to move forward, we got to recognize that these dynamics are what they are and start valuing forms of success that lift us up as a people, not just the ones that seem the most rebellious and in effect tear our community down. Do we need more engineers or do we need more pimps in the Black community? Do we need more doctors or do we need more D-boys in the Black community? Do we need more lawyers or do we need more gangbangers in the Black community? Do we need more rappers in the Black community? How many more rappers do y'all want? Do we need more rappers? Is that help? Do y'all think we need more rappers in the Black community? Or do we need more truck drivers and plumbers and electricians? I'm going to go with the latter. So if I recap this, we have a cultural preference for street success. In the Black community, there's a strong preference for street success over traditional professional success. Wealth gained through illegal activities like drug dealing or through sports and entertainment is admired more than wealth earned through professions like law, medicine, or business, but one of them two don't last. How many rich dope boys from the 1980s do y'all know that's not in jail or 6 feet deep? But I know a lot of rich lawyers, a lot of rich doctors are still around. So it's not sustainable. This whole reverence for authenticity, keeping it real, post-1960s. There's been this reverence for what really is Black authenticity, what's real. Where any successful Black man not fitting the stereotypical street image is often viewed as a sellout or a lame. And this has led to a culture where education and professional success are ridiculed. There's a significant envy and resentment towards educated, hardworking Black men who achieve success in traditional fields. And this stems from a cultural belief that success should be achieved through non-traditional, often illegal means. And that ain't cool. Professions requiring formal education are often devalued in the Black community, and there's a cultural narrative that views education and normal, decent behavior as acting white, leading to a rejection of these values. We got some deep cultural dysfunction within the Black community, where normal, decent behaviors are often frowned upon, And then there's a glorification of criminality and street culture. Many in the Black community idolize wealth and material possessions, but harbor hatred and envy towards those who've achieved financial success through legal and responsible means. And this creates a contradictory attitude towards wealth. How are we going to do that? The psychological barriers, such as cognitive dissonance and social comparison, that leads to self-sabotage. It limits your limiting beliefs and negative mindset that undermines your ability to achieve wealth and success. How are you going to succeed if you can't get around your own mind? Your mind, you telling yourself, I want to be rich, but your mind and the other is telling you, nah, that rich is bad, rich is bad, rich is bad. So you do everything you can to undermine yourself. And that's why you're poor. This deep distrust for traditional institutions and professions, which are often viewed as part of the oppressive establishment, this leads to a preference for those who appear to challenge the system, even if it's through illegal means, even if they're killing the community. Wealth gained through illegal activities is seen as a form of rebellion against the system of oppression, and it resonates deeply in the community that we feel we feel marginalized. And so that's a little get back. Somebody type get back in the chat room. And this admiration for rebellion, it overshadows respect for those who follow legal paths to success. So again, this intersection of race and class, it creates a complex dynamic in how wealth is perceived. And while there are many general, there's some general resentment towards wealthy, there's also specific admiration for those who gain wealth in ways that are seen as challenging the status quo. And that's a problem. That's a real problem. But I got some solutions. So we're going to take a quick break and we're going to talk about solutions because this is a solutions-based broadcast. I want y'all to make sure you hang in there. We're going to talk about how do you break these strongholds? How do you break these psychological poverty chains? Somebody type poverty chains in the chat room. How did somebody type poverty chains in the chat room? I better see some poverty chains in the chat room. Okay. Somebody type poverty chains in the chat room. And so that's what we're going to talk about because we got to fix this problem. I want to see your ball. I want to see your ball, but I can't see your ball if you can't get out your own way. So y'all hang in there for a minute. I'll be right back.
In this burning podcast, click your mouse pad. Yeah, we out back. Hit the like, hit subscribe. Don't just hate watch, cause we outside. Let them hate watch. Go and play pop. We just lay back. He don't play that. We don't play back. We don't play back. We go way back. Black men, yeah, we earn something. Tune in, gotta learn something. Uncle D podcast bump it. Likes up, hit the sub button. Black men, yeah, we earn something. Tune in, gotta learn something. Uncle D podcast bump it. Likes up, hit the sub button. This is Dennis Burning Podcast. Don't just hate watch, hit subscribe and let them know we outside. Don't hold hate, donate. Super chat, cash app. Put something in the collection plate. Church.
Brother Spurley. Brother Spurley met his fiance in my mixed group, and she was doing her thing, Ivy League educated, beautiful sister. He's a successful attorney. Now he's like, shh, that's my wife. I'm gonna put her through law school, and she's gonna become an attorney at my practice. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. I want to call you back to the sister that called into my show who said, when I first listened to you, I didn't like you.
Shout out to the late, great Kevin Sanders. He was the one that wanted me to start talking to you guys about making money and power moves and whatnot. Something that folks really don't do in the Black community. It's not something that we really deal with, not from my perspective, somebody who's actually accomplished it. So, it kind of hit me. I kind of roll with the spirit. So here I am. But one of the first things I realized is that, You can't. You can bring a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And with Black Americans, specifically foundational Black Americans, we've been so conditioned to believe that we don't have the rights that others have, and therefore we'll never succeed. We've been so conditioned to believe that we're oppressed. If anything goes wrong, oh, woe is me. And that's not the attitude that's going to give you lasting success. Because even if you are successful, your children are going to basically put the poverty chains back on. Okay? Okay? The children are going to put the poverty back on. The poverty chains are going to take your generation. So what we're going to talk about is solutions. Somebody type solutions in the chat room. Here's some psychological methods and activities or practices that Black people, things that I do, that help you overcome your aversion to attaining wealth and to help you enhance your overall prosperity. Because I've had to overcome the same thing. I'm just telling you, keeping it 100 with you. First thing you need to do is you need to refrain from beliefs about your beliefs about wealth. Many people, particularly in communities that have historically faced economic oppression, you harbor deep-seated beliefs that wealth is inherently bad or corrupting. Like this person right here. He associates wealth with the white man's wealth. The white man is the white man. Somebody type white man. The white man. Okay? This is the type of person that harbors deep-seated beliefs that wealth is inherently bad or corrupting, because in this society, it's okay to just say all white people are bad. Therefore, if the white man has money, money must be bad. This is the mindset you're dealing with. So he's going to be broke. His children are going to be broke, and they're going to be impoverished for generations and generations until they break those poverty chains. Now, these beliefs stem from cultural narratives that equate wealth with greed, exploitation, or moral compromise. And to overcome this, it's crucial to recognize and challenge these negative associations with wealth. Instead of viewing wealth as something negative, start seeing it as a powerful tool that can be used for powerful change. Wealth can empower people, Black folks, to improve their lives and the lives of others. And it provides resources needed to support your family. That's why your old lady mad at you now. You ain't got no money. It gives you a chance to invest in education and build businesses and give back to the community. You can't do that broke. When wealth is seen as a means to uplift yourself and your people and others, it becomes something to aspire to rather than to avoid. Wealth isn't just about personal gain. It's about creating a legacy and making a lasting impact on your community. By building wealth, you can fund scholarships like I do. You can start community programs like I do. You can support local businesses like I do and ensure future generations have more opportunities. And this is a shift in the perspective. It can help diminish any lingering aversions to wealth as it aligns financial success with values of community service and long-term impact. I've given scholarships to Loyola University. I've given scholarships to Southern University in Baton Rouge. With my church, I'm setting up a women's and children's self-defense class that I'm funding, where I'm going to bring in experts from around the city to train my fellow churchgoers. Because we in the bloody nickel. Somebody type Fifth Ward in the chat room. You need to be able to fight up there. Okay? And by doing that, guess what? I associate wealth with doing well. So it helps me get rid of that, the refrain from those beliefs about wealth. The other thing, financial literacy is the foundation of wealth building. What does that mean? What does literacy mean? Not just how to read, but it means knowledgeable. It means learning about something. Without understanding how money works, how to budget, save, invest, and grow it, you easily gonna fall into financial traps that perpetuate poverty. And by educating yourself on these topics, you gain control over your financial future and reduce the fear and anxiety that often accompany money management. My ladies study listening. A lot of women out there listening to stuff about makeup and hair care products. All she listens to is financial good. I hear it. I hear over there listening to the point that she can break down certain stock and this, that, and the other. Right now, she's taking a tax class. The law school tax class just made me mad because everything is income and they want all your money, even your ill-gotten gains. Okay, Al Capone got put in prison for tax evasion for money he made doing criminal activity. That's how cold the IRS is. The IRS is the biggest gangster in America. Do you hear me? The IRS, the United States Treasury, is the biggest gangster in America. You hear me? And I'm just saying. But the bottom line is, if you constantly make yourself aware and you have a foundation of knowledge about how money works, it works out. It really helps eliminate that fear that you may have. Learning how to budget effectively is crucial. How many of y'all have a budget? Who has a monthly budget in this chat room? None of y'all. Ain't nobody in here sat down and wrote out their monthly budget. That's why you're broke now. That's why y'all not contribute. I sat here for an hour and a half and talked to y'all, and I ain't got but 12 super chats. I know you're broke. Okay, I know you're broke. Okay, it ain't cool, but we gonna deal with it. I'm gonna take you where y'all and bring you where I need you to be. But a budget helps you track your income and expenses. It ensures that you're living within your means and saving for your future. It's a practical tool that helps you to avoid debt, manage spending, and set aside money for emergencies and investments. And see, once you have a budget in place, the next step is saving and investing. Saving provides a safety net for unexpected expenses and a foundation for future investment. You out there, you done broke a hip and you don't have no money. You didn't save. You out there hustling and fell down the third step at the local liquor store and bust your hip open. You don't have any savings, so you're gonna need money. The other thing is investing on the other hand, investing. That's how you grow your wealth. You make your money work for you over time. You make your money earn money. Understanding the difference between investment vehicles like stocks, bonds, real estate, retirement accounts. That empowers you to make informed decisions. And that's going to increase your financial stability and wealth. And so beyond saving and investing, financial education also involves learning about wealth building strategies such as entrepreneurship, real estate investment, and passive income. These strategies help you, diversify your income. And I know I'm throwing some big words out there, but it's all about building wealth and breaking these poverty chains. Okay? We talk about breaking poverty chains out here. Some of y'all got poverty chains on right now. You married. When you talk about the white man's money? The white people invent money? Absolutely not. The other thing you need to do, brothers, you need to visualize success and abundance. Visualizing, talking about it. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to get this money. It's going to be a good year. I'm going to make this money. Visualizing, talking about it, reprogramming your mind with your words and the images that you put in your head. Visualizing is a psychological technique that involves creating a mental image of a desired outcome. You see what you want. You see it and it shall be. When you visualize success and abundance, you're training your mind to focus on positive outcomes rather than limiting and limitations. And this mental rehearsal, it's going to help you overcome self-doubt and fear, which is the barriers that a lot of Black folks can have. Many Black folks operate from a mindset of scarcity. You believe the resources are limited and that there isn't enough to go around. And Black folks believe if it's not enough to go around, you definitely going to be one of the ones that don't have enough, because that's what the society has told you. You bottom of the barrel. But see, this mindset leads to fear. It leads to competition. It leads to hoarding. And all of this is detrimental to wealth building. More importantly, as far as we're concerned, it leads to hate. Somebody type hate in the chat room. You begin to envy your brother. But by visualizing abundance, you begin to shift your thinking to believe that there's plenty of wealth and opportunity available for everyone. He got his, I'm going to get mine. So I'm not going to be a hater. I'm going to be a congratulator. Boss. And what this shift does is it encourages more generous, collaborative, and optimistic behaviors. And that's going to attract wealth. And one way to practice visualization is by creating a vision board, a collage of images, quotes, and symbols that represent your financial goals and dreams. Seeing this board regularly. When I was a youngster in law school, I had a little board up, and I had all the little things, all my little aspirations that I wanted to do and what I wanted to do. And for the most part, they've all come true. And when they came true, I took them down and I made some new stuff. I saw it every day. I saw my goals written out every day. You see? Yeah. I want you got to imagine your future vividly. You got to imagine your future success. And that's going to help solidify these positive images in your mind. Because right now you're filled with negativity. You need to pair that visualization with positive affirmations to further strengthen your mindset. You got to talk to yourself, fam. I know this sounds strange, but you got to reprogram your mind. You have to talk to yourself. These affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself to reinforce belief in your ability to achieve wealth. You have got to reprogram yourself and get yourself out of these poverty chain, that mentality that you have. You have to say stuff like, I am capable of achieving financial freedom. You have got to tell yourself, wealth flows to me easily and abundantly. And over time, these affirmations can help rewire your brain to think more positively about wealth and success. Just say, I'm going to be rich. This is going to be a good year for me. I'm going to get this money this year. And by integrating these practices into your life, you begin to transform your relationship with money. You shift your mindset. You set yourself on a path towards greater prosperity. The other thing is, you have to surround yourself by positive role models. You got to get away from these haters. You got to get away from them. There's a saying that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And that holds significant truth, especially when it comes to shaping your mindset and aspirations. By surrounding yourself with successful Black folk, especially successful Black men, you've attained wealth through, just their presence. But the main thing is you want to surround yourself by successful Black men and women, if there's some women watching, people in general, who've attained their wealth through legal and ethical means. You don't want to learn how to be a better crook because you're eventually going to end up in jail and some lawyer is going to take all the money anyway. But when you surround yourself by people who earned it legally and ethically, you're gaining exposure to positive examples, but also absorbing the attitudes and habits and strategies that contribute to success. That's why a woman can't teach a boy how to be a man, because you need to be around a man to learn how to be a man. In order to be rich, you got to be around people who are rich. In order to be successful, you got to be around people who are successful. And I'm be frank with you. It's a different path slightly for a Black man's success than it is for an Indian man's success or a white man's success. It's a different path. So in order to be a rich Black man, you are more likely going to have to be around successful Black men. The reason that my sons are successful is because they are in the presence of a successful Black man for the most part their whole life. And that's why the path, they see it. They can see all the way to the end. They can see their path. They know exactly what they're going to do, how they're going to get there, and what they're going to have to overcome. They see it. They're fortunate to have a live-in role model. You all are going to have to look for role models who have achieved the type of success you aspire to. And this could include entrepreneurs, professionals, community leaders, or even mentors within your field. Because see, these men, these women, all the women watching, these folk have likely faced similar challenges, and they can provide valuable insights on how to navigate them. Their success stories are invariably going to inspire you. And it's going to show you that it's possible to achieve wealth and maintain integrity. Engaging with these role models, like what y'all do with me every night. You see me up here balling. Let me put my picture up with my pretty little lady up. Let me put my picture up. You see me out here balling, that means, man, I can ball too. I'm Rolex shopping on Sunday after church. You understand? You can do that too. That should be inspirational to you, but to some of the haters, they can't take it. It makes their head pop. You see? And beyond just role models, mentors, they provide personalized advice and encouragement. I offer a lot of people, and some people take it, some people don't. But oftentimes I'll say, hey, you know what? I'll talk to you. I normally charge $1,000 an hour. But for you internet folks, I'll cut my rate down to $500. And I've had people engage me. I've had people contact me and they want to do a one-on-one conference. I talk to them about their business. Most people just want to know how to hide money from their wife. Or how to get divorced. But some people call me, but you all rarely ever take up the opportunity to talk to me and ask me, well, how did you build your law practice? How did you build that business? How did you build your entertainment business? How did you build your Coffee King business? What are you doing next? For $500, you can learn a lot, and I can give you personal advice based on your decision. And I've helped a lot of people before over the past 3 or 4 years. The other thing is I introduced them to a valuable network. There's people who call me, they were moving overseas. I got a lawyer. Hey, call my lawyer. My lawyer, you tell him or her that I sent you, they'll talk to you. So I, in effect, open doors and opportunities that they wouldn't otherwise be able to reach. And that what happens is you become then part of a supportive community of successful people. And that reinforces the belief that wealth is attainable and that you're capable of achieving. That's just a consultation. And that's my email address right there, sperlingdennis@gmail.com. I'm just saying, you're not going to have another one like me. I'm not going to be here forever. The other thing you fellas got to do, when you consistently interact with people who have high standards for themselves and their financial goals, you naturally begin to elevate your own. For the most part, you are who you hang around. Okay? Success becomes a mirror that reflects what's possible, and that's going to push you to aim higher. It's going and work harder to reach your financial goals. Now, the other thing you got to do, instead of practicing all this hating, you got to practice gratitude and abundance thinking. Practicing gratitude is a powerful way to shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, you begin to see the world through the lens of opportunity rather than limitation. This shift is crucial for attracting and maintaining wealth because it changes how you perceive and interact with the world around you. Start by incorporating a daily gratitude practice into your routine. This could be something simple as writing down 3 things you're grateful for each day. And these can be anything from financial blessings like having a stable income to non-material aspects such as a supportive relationship or good health. I do that all the time. I thank God for my lady. I thank God for my children. I thank God for my health. I thank God for the city I live in. I'm just so appreciative of that. And so by acknowledging these positives, you train your mind to focus on abundance, which creates a fertile ground for more wealth to flow into your life. It's about changing that negativity to positivity, fam. A scarcity mindset is driven by fear. Fear of not having enough, of losing what you have, of missing out on opportunity. This mindset is going to lead you to hoarding, anxiety, lack of generosity, and all of this is counterproductive to building wealth. By contrast, an abundance mindset is grounded in the belief that there's plenty to go around and that wealth is accessible to everyone. This mindset is going to encourage creativity, generosity, and the willingness to take calculated risks, all of which are absolutely necessary for financial growth. Look, gratitude also helps transform your relationships with money. Instead of viewing money as something elusive or difficult to attain, you start seeing it as a natural outcome of your efforts and contributions. This positive relationship with money fosters confidence, encourages you to pursue wealth building activities without fear, hesitation. I give money away. I give money away because money is a tool. I give it away. I give it to schools. I give it to churches, scholarships. I give money away because money is not my God. I don't love money. Money is a tool. And I always know I'm going to get some more back because I'm doing things that's going to get money. Look at right now. I'm working right now. Y'all ain't paying me, but I'm still working. And I know at some point somebody's going to say, yeah, man, we got to pay this dude for his time. And whether that's in the practice of law, I'm perfecting my craft. I'm being the best I can be. I know that the natural outcome of my efforts and contributions is going to be success in the form of financial wealth. I know that. Now, the other thing is, and we talked about this briefly, affirmations are powerful tools that reprogram your subconscious mind. Some of y'all are haters. And so you need to repeat positive statements about yourself and your goals, and you need to begin to internalize these beliefs, which will lead to you changing your behavior and your mindset. See, the repetition of affirmations helps to override negative self-talk and limiting beliefs that's going to hold you back from achieving. I'm poor, I'm black, I ain't never had nothing, man, I'm coming. Listen to some of those rap songs from the 1990s. All you heard was death and poverty. And you listen to that over and over and over again, and you wonder why all we got was death and poverty. You gotta protect your ears. That's why I'm very careful with you all. I'm very careful to protect you. I tell you I love you. You guys hear me? I'll probably tell y'all I love you more than anybody else on these YouTube streets. I tell you I want to see you successful. I want to see you ball. I'm constantly filling you with positivity over here. I'm putting good out so good happens to me. See, that repetition overrides and helps override that negative talk that y'all get everywhere, those limiting beliefs. That's what's holding you back. So in order to create effective affirmations, you need to focus on statements that are positive, present tense, things that align with your goals. For example, instead of saying, I'll be wealthy someday, you need to say, I deserve wealth and I attract it effortlessly. Okay? The key is to frame your affirmations as if the desired outcome is already happening. And that's going to help solidify the belief in your subconscious. You're training your brain. Are y'all with me? Somebody type, I'm with him in the chat room. Somebody type, I'm with him in the chat room. I'm with him. I need some I'm with him in the chat room. I need to know y'all are hearing this. Huh? I'm with him. All right. You need to incorporate affirmations into your daily routine. You need to repeat them several times each day. You got a lot of hate that you got to remove from you. You got to talk to yourself in the morning when you wake up, during your commute, or before you go to bed. You need to consistency, or should I say consistency is crucial for these affirmations. You need to talk to yourself. You need to begin to get to the root of the influence of how you think. You need to change your thinking patterns. Shout out to my man Daryl Willis. Thank you so much for the Cash App. And for a greater impact, and shout out to Mark the freelancer and all my other guys who came through also. But also what I would suggest you got to combine your affirmations with visualization. You need to repeat your affirmations. You need to visualize yourself. You living the life you want to live. I visualize myself living this life I'm living. And you need to picture the details vividly and how it feels and what you're going to do. What are you going to do when you get there? And the combination of verbal and visual reinforcement helps anchor your affirmations to your subconscious. And, it's going to make it more effective. I did all of this. Again, surround yourself with positive role models. Practice gratitude. Engage in daily affirmations. Create a strong foundation for changing your mindset and behavior around wealth. And these practices not only help you overcome internal barriers, but it'll set the stage for financial success. The other thing is you need to participate in community wealth building activities. Wealth building is a daunting task, especially when you're trying to do it alone. But when you have communities come together with a shared goal of improving financial situations, the results can be transformative. And these community wealth building activities focuses on leveraging collective power of a group to achieve financial success. And, it's more sustainable and impactful than individuals. My lady and her family, they got together and said everybody's going to contribute $2,000 a month to some property. And they did that. And here we are 3 years later, and they own that property. It's like 8 or 9 families. That's just within their family. There's also things like investment clubs, or they're a popular form of community wealth building. In an investment club, members pool their money to make joint investments, often in stocks and real estate, or other opportunities. And this collective approach allows everybody to share the risks. It reduces the individual investment costs, and you learn from each other. You learn from their experiences over time. People grow their financial knowledge and their wealth together, and it creates a supportive environment, and it encourages small investment decisions. These are practical things that you can do. You also can have co-ops. Shout out to my man Matrix 5381. Thank you so much, brother. Try to get 7 more super chats. That'll be great. I know it's late. I'm not asking for 8. I need 7 more super chats, bars. You got co-ops, cooperatives. That's another powerful tool to build wealth. A co-op is often owned and operated by members who share the profits and decision making. And this model, it promotes economic equity and allows communities to retain wealth within their own circles. Co-ops can range from grocery stores to credit unions to housing cooperatives, all of which provide valuable services while building financial stability for their members. You think these foreigners who come over here, you think that it's just one person buying all of those grocery stores? Nah, they come together on some family stuff. They got family working. They got everything locked down. That's why they don't need your butt in there. They don't need to hire you. They got their cousins and kinfolk working in there. You see? They do it all the time. That's why they come up so quick. Look at all these Hispanic folk out here doing these lawns. They done locked the lawn service business up from coast to coast. And their children and their children's children are going to benefit from that. The other thing you should do is kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm hosting basically a financial literacy workshop. That's what we're doing right now. It's billed as poor blacks who hate rich blacks, stay broke and dusty. Somebody type broke and dusty in the chat room. That's what it's billed as. But at the end of the day, what I'm doing right now, this is a financial literacy workshop. You all would have paid $750 for this each, minimum. Everybody who's in here right now, listening in this audience, you would have paid $750,000 for this conversation. Because what I'm doing is I'm helping you fine tune your way of saying this conversation. If you apply these things I'm talking about, shout out to my man Dispo Wiz. If you apply these things I'm talking about, you'll begin to change your perspective on wealth. You can't hate the rich and want to be rich at the same time. You're going to undermine yourself. And so you need people like me to talk to you, to host this literacy workshop. Right? And I'm engaging the community about wealth building. This type of online literacy workshop is going to cover a range of topics, which is what we're doing, from budgeting and saving, investing and entrepreneurship. And by raising your financial literacy, right, you can help create stronger, more resilient economic base for yourself. Remember, knowledge is power. And when a community is financially educated, its members are better equipped to make decisions that lead to long-term prosperity. Why you don't think they don't teach financial literacy in the ghetto? Do they? What happened if in the 1960s they start making financial literacy mandatory in Black communities? See, we focused on trying to make Black history mandatory. Let's make financial literacy in the Black community mandatory. What impact would that have? How many more times do you need to hear about Dr. Martin Luther King and how he got shot in Memphis? How many more times do we need to hear that story? Huh? Do we need to hear? I mean, look, much respect to the ancestors, but I think Dr. King, Malcolm X, and all the other great leaders, they would be far more happy if we began to teach, along with our Black history courses, Black history about how Black people were able to build those towns around those communities after slavery ended, because they knew something about finance and collaborative efforts, didn't they? The other thing is they did it together. See, the most significant benefit of participating in a community wealth building activity is a reduction of individual fear and anxieties around money. When you see other people working towards similar goals and achieving success, it reinforces your belief that you can do the same. There's safety in numbers. And so the sense of solidarity and mutual support that comes from being part of a community, right? It's empowering. Helping folks overcome their fear of failure and isolation that often accompanies financial struggles. Y'all just be a gang of financial people, wouldn't that be? Where you from? West Side, 401k, fool. Where you from, homeboy? Man, this is Peace Stone Entrepreneurs. You understand? Yeah, we know all about that. We got Social Security locked up, baby. Helps you overcome your fears when you go in the game. The other thing is, and this is unique to us, these limiting beliefs that we have about money stem from our cultural experiences, our early life experiences, and a lot of past trauma passed down through the generations. You've been taught your whole life, I'll never be rich. Isn't that what they taught you? Shout out to Mr. Moss. Shout out to Randy. Shout out to LJ. All I need is 3 more super chats. I know y'all gonna get me there. But let's talk about us for a minute. If you believe something, it's gonna be your crutch. If you believe racism is gonna keep you from being rich, you're not gonna be rich. If you constantly telling yourself money is evil, money is evil, money is evil, you're not going to be rich, because you're going to think if I get money, I'm evil, and you don't want to be evil. You working against yourself. You hustling backwards. If you tell yourself, I'm not good with money, all these beliefs, right? All these beliefs act as subconscious barriers that prevent individuals like yourself who are listening, like me, from taking the necessary steps to build wealth. The therapy can be effective tool for overcoming and uncovering these and addressing these deep-seated beliefs. If you get the right one, where did it come from? Therapy can help you explore the origins of your money-related fears and anxieties. Did you grow up poor? Was money vilified? Did your mama vilify the rich? You saw somebody riding around in a big old Bentley, and they say something like, behind every fortune is some sort of atrocity. Or they say something like, money is the root of all evil, misquoting the Bible. And you grew up with that, where being poor and broke was somehow deemed to be virtuous, and being rich was automatically deemed to be shameful. I mean, that's how you were raised, right? That's how most of us were raised, because we grew up raised by poor people. Remember in the 1960s, when many of your family members and elders were young, over 60% of black folks were impoverished. So even if you had a little money, you were seen as the bad guy, because the poor folks treated you bad. Remember, we talked about that earlier. Unless you was a doughboy, a criminal. So that's how you were raised. So we need to bring these issues to the surface. And therapy allows you to confront them and challenge them, their validity, and replace them with healthier, more constructive beliefs. I'm just saying. Another thing is financial coaching. In addition to therapy and financial coaching, a good financial coach can provide guidance on how to manage money more effectively. A financial coach can help you set some realistic goals and develop a budget and create an investment strategy. Tailor your needs. Coaches also can provide accountability. I wouldn't be out here buying a Rolex if I couldn't pay my rent. I didn't have anything saved up. See, a coach can ensure you stay on track and you keep working on building your wealth until you begin to develop that own financial discipline that you should have. So a combination of therapy and coaching, that's powerful. And it addresses both emotional and practical aspects of success. Another thing, through therapy and coaching, you can begin to develop a healthier relationship with money, one that is free from fear and guilt and shame. This healthier mindset is going to allow you to see money as a tool for achieving goals rather than something to be feared or resented. And over time, this shift in perspective is going to lead to more confident decision-making and a greater willingness to pursue building opportunities. You need to develop a plan. A wealth plan that starts with setting clear, actionable financial goals. These goals should be specific, measurable, achievable, and relevant, and time-bound. For example, your goals might include paying off a $10,000 debt within 2 years, saving $20,000 for a down payment on a home, or investing $500 a month in a retirement account. By defining your goals clearly, you create a roadmap that guides your financial decisions and actions. Did that sound evil, what I just said? What happens if you do that over a 20-year time period? You begin to accumulate some money, some wealth. That's not evil. That's not the white man's money. You don't have to vilify that. That's just good practice. The other thing I talked about, you got to create a budget. That's an essential component to your wealth plan. And your budget should detail your income, expenses, savings, and investments and contributions. And by tracking your spending and ensuring that you live within your means, a budget helps you avoid debt and it helps you accumulate wealth over time. That's not evil either. A well-managed budget allows you to allocate funds towards your financial goals, and that's going to ensure that you're making consistent progress. You need to establish some investment strategies. Once you get a budget in place, your investment strategies need to align with your financial goals. Your investment strategy should consider your risk tolerance, time horizon, and financial debt. You 60 years old, baby. You you might not want to be out there just throwing money at startup companies. Okay. For example, if your goal is long-term wealth accumulation, you might want to focus on diversified portfolio like stocks, bonds, and real estate. And you need to review it regularly. You need to make adjustments in your investment strategy. These are just things. The most important thing, and we can talk about these things, you need to celebrate your small financial wins. Just like when I'm out there doing my jujitsu, if I'm able to get somebody in an arm bar or a triangle, hell, if I can get off my back but before the bell rings and we have to switch partners, that's a win. And the same thing goes for finance. Building wealth in the long-term journey is easy to get discouraged, especially if you come from the mindset that we come from, where wealth is bad, unless you got to be in a dope dealer or a pimp. You need to begin to reward yourself with that endorphin lift of good job. Pat yourself on the back. Man, I was able to save $100 extra this week. Man, I was able to save $10,000 in the past year and a half. You need to acknowledge and celebrate these small financial wins as you go along. And these wins could include paying off a credit card or saving a certain amount of money or making your first investment. And you need to recognize these achievements, help you stay motivated and reinforce the positive behaviors that lead to long-term success. And you need to make sure you're around people that can celebrate that with you. I recently paid off a tax debt. And man, it'd been kind of bothering me for a while, but I've been celebrating. I've been so happy. Wasn't that big of a deal, but this is something we celebrate. You should. You celebrate the positive. Because when you celebrate these small financial wins, right, it provides reinforcement, and that's crucial for maintaining financial habits. Celebrate a win. You're telling yourself that your efforts are paying off, which encourages you to continue smart financial decisions. And this reinforces and helps build confidence and creates a positive feedback loop where success leads to more success. And that's what we want. You got to build momentum, and celebrating those wins help. Those little small wins makes it easier for you to achieve the larger wins. You celebrate these milestones. You remind yourself of your progress. You're looking at that bank account. Yeah, boy. Somebody type, yeah, in the chat room. Yeah. Yeah, I got extra $25 in there today. This sense of forward motion can it's going to motivate you. Things that are in motion want to stay in motion. If you moving forward and you celebrating, making money and putting money in the bank and saying, oh, man, it's easy to win. You wish a woman would try to get you to take her out on a $500 date. Are you crazy? You're going to get the $2.99 special at the taco truck, boo. You're going to be in the win. You see? Yeah. The other thing you need to do, you need to incorporate rewarding yourself into your financial plan, because that can also be a powerful motivator. For example, after reaching a savings milestone, you might treat yourself to a small reward like a nice dinner or a getaway somewhere, whatever. And this is the key to keep this key is to keep the rewards modest and in line with your financial goals. All right, you don't want to go blow. You save 10,000 and spent 7. That doesn't make sense. That ain't you hustling backwards again. Okay, but by consistently celebrating your financial wins, you create positive financial mindset. This mindset is characterized by optimism, confidence, and the belief in your ability to achieve wealth. And over time, this positive outlook, it's going to help you overcome these financial challenges that have been plaguing the Black community for centuries. This is how we get out of this, brothers. Are y'all still with me? Are you all still with me? Huh? See, by implementing these practices and consistently, We as black men can shift our attitudes about wealth and create and get out of this poverty and release ourselves from these chains of poverty, right? And get a mindset that supports prosperity. We want to go from poverty to prosperity and financial success. And these things that I'm telling you guys to do is stuff that I've done. And this is going to help overcome some of these internal barriers, but it also provides a path to achieve your financial goals. All right, brothers? Now we're going to do this, and I'm not finished. I want to wrap this up, but I want to acknowledge my people. All you folks who generously contributed to the super chat. I want to take the time to thank you, because I know just how hard it is for brothers to come off the ends. You know what I'm saying? And I'm working over here. This is very difficult. 2 hours straight. I don't work this hard at my law job, at my real job. But I want to give something of substance and contribute to the brothers, to the greater knowledge and the greater good of the community. And that's why I put this much time in. So you all are the ones that keep me going. So big shout out to Clyde FBA Green. He says, salute, Unc. Thank you so much, fam. Let me give a shout out to MC Recovery Relapse. He said, I had a vision board, past, present, future. Shout out to you. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Also, LJ, thank you for the $2 super chat. Big shout out to Ben Travis Moss. Many hands make light work. Together, we can transform the black community, regardless of how daunting the challenges may appear. Irrespective of what people say, there is going to be a black community. Whether you brothers bring women in from overseas or whatever you're going to do, you're going to knock something up. Okay, I know you well enough to know that. And so we need to make sure that this new emerging black community doesn't have these strongholds on them, like these poverty chains that the old black community had, because you see what's happening there, it's deteriorating. And so like a phoenix, a new one is going to rise from within. Okay, my man, so let's do our part, brothers. Let's be the trendsetters. Let's be the black men that let's make our ancestors proud of us. Dispo Wiz, great talk. Absolutely agree with surround yourself with other successful people. Hell yeah. You surround yourself by losers, you're going to be a loser. You surround yourself by winners, you're going to be a winner. After Matrix 538, after speaking to you multiple times, you have taught me how important it is for people to be paid for their time. Praise God. Hallelujah. And when it comes to business, that is one thing that you can never get back, your time. You sure can. I could be up there spending time with my children, spending time with my woman. Hell, I could be around here hanging out with Buddy. Buddy ass don't even pay attention to me no more. Yeah, Buddy just looking at Buddy like, hey, you talk too much. So, but I'm spending this time because this is my way of giving back. So I appreciate y'all getting back to me. The guy in the black suit supporting black male media. Good looking out, fam. Thank you so much for the $20. MC Recovery couldn't get my baby mama work in my family gift fax store on Hoover Street 15 years ago while I worked my job. She played dumb and broke my heart. We lost. Yeah, man. I understand, but you was on Hoover Street and it's dangerous. I understand why she ain't want to work over there. But nevertheless, bro, just kidding, man. That's unfortunate when you're not on the same page with people around you. It's going to be nearly impossible to build wealth because they're not on this. You just can't do it. I've tried it. You'd be better off being by yourself and then getting to where you want to be. And then you'll attract the type of people that need to be around you. Thank you so much, Dr. Thunder. Appreciate you, fam. My man there, I said, we never hate on wealthy non-blacks. Right. We never, right? Almost as if we believe they deserve success, but ninjas are forgetting their place. Yeah, the minute you see a black man with a couple of nickels more than you, oh, we the hate, man. And you wonder why we have to move out of the hood. You can't be rich in the ghetto. You're going to be rich in the ghetto, man. They'll be sneaking in your house, stealing your cars. People will just key your car for nothing. They'll do all kind of stuff. This is the hate. They don't feel like you deserve it. This is the mindset. You escaped your poverty chains and they want to put you back in the poverty chains. And that's why a lot of black men get away from the hood as soon as they can. You go take a flight and marry white. You understand what I'm saying? That's what you do. You have a snow bunny apocalypse going on. You get as far away from the black community, anything, because you can't have nothing. I understand. I'm just hard-headed. I'm still trying to argue with y'all. I'm still trying to drag you up, you know? But even I get tired, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, shout out to Cody Marshall. We mock the intelligent and praise the fool. We sure do. We also heard the stealth well. That's pretty dope. Big shout out to my man ATL Slab Rider. The hate is at its all-time high. I know you. I know you know. I know you know. I know you know. I know just like you. But shout out to you, man. Thank you so much for that $100. Cody Marshall, I want to see your ball. I certainly do. Shout out to Frozen 06. Thank you so much, fam. I appreciate you too. Welcome to the membership. There it is. Salute, counselor. Thank you, Urban Eagle, for the super chat, $5. Also, Clyde FBA. Good looking out, fam. We almost got the 20 super chats. We ain't make it. Nevertheless, we still got time. Y'all can hit me up anytime. Y'all can hit me with hit the heart, thanks, and all that other stuff when the show ends. But anyway, brothers, here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. Let me get a little jelly jar water. Hold on. Let's bring it all together. Let's bring it all together. All right. Let's bring it all together. Let's bring it all together. We covered a lot of ground tonight, didn't we? We covered a lot of ground. We talked about a lot, and this was intense. It's something that you're probably, if you're intelligent, you're smart, you're thoughtful, sit back and rewind and look. Okay. We talked about everything from reframing your beliefs about wealth to surrounding yourself with positive role models, practicing gratitude, engaging in affirmations, participating in community wealth building activities, and a lot more. But here's the bottom line. All right. None of these strategies will work unless you first break free from the mental poverty chains that are holding you back, brother. You see, I can't help black people, especially black men, reach my level of success unless you're willing to unlock those mental chains. And you have the key. I gave you the key. See, these chains are limiting beliefs and, the destructive habits and the negative mindsets that keep you trapped in the cycle of poverty, just like it did our ancestors. And there are voices in your head telling you that wealth is bad and that you don't deserve success, or that it's impossible for you to rise above circumstances. As long as you're bound by these chains, it doesn't matter how much you're given or how many opportunities come your way. You'll always find yourself back to square one. Let me put it this way. If you were a multimillionaire athlete and they handed you millions of dollars overnight, but you maintain the same poverty practices and the ways of thinking that you were raised with, you'll be broke again within your lifetime. That's why most of these athletes that play ball, they're broke within 3 years afterwards. Think about it. We've seen that. Why? That's the question. Why? Because wealth isn't just about money in your bank account. It's about the mindset that guides how you handle that money. If your mind is still locked in poverty, you'll make decisions that lead to financial ruin, no matter how much you start with. That's why generational wealth building isn't just about accumulating assets. It's about transforming your mindset. It starts with you. You've got to rewrite or rewire your programming. You've got to rewrite or rewire your brain to think in terms of abundance and opportunity and long-term success. You got to surround yourself with people who inspire and challenge you. You got to. You got to deal with people who walk the path that you want to walk. You got to educate yourself about money, how to earn it, how to manage it, how to invest it, how to grow it. And most importantly, you got to break free from the fear, envy, and resentment that keep you stuck in the cycle of lack. The hate, brothers. It's the hate. Why would you hate on a black man who's successful? And how did this damn conversation start in the first place? I posted up a photograph of me and my old lady shopping for Rolexes, and folks was hating on it. That's how this started. And I realized no matter what good work I do around here, unless we begin to change that envious nature that I can't do it, so I don't want anybody else to do it, I'm gonna keep them in here with me, that crabs in a bucket mentality, nothing's gonna change for the black community. Nevertheless, once you've done those things that I've told you to do to help release those poverty chains, once you've unlocked those mental poverty chains, you'll be in a position to build real lasting wealth for yourself and your children and your grandchildren. And here's the powerful part. When you build wealth from a place of empowerment and clarity, it doesn't just stop with you. It continues through the generations. Your children, your grandchildren, and beyond will inherit not just money, but your mindset. And they'll learn. They'll learn from your example. Adopt your practices and carry forward your legacy that you created. Your name will go on for hundreds of years. Wouldn't you like that? That's immortality. Best you're gonna do as a human being. And when enough of us do this, it becomes a mainstay within our culture. Wealth building becomes the norm, not the exception. It's lonely at the top. I'd love to have 1 million other, 2 million, 3 million other black men at the top that I can chop it up with. But in order to do that, wealth building needs to become the norm, not the exception. We move from a culture of survival to a culture of prosperity, where success is celebrated and shared. This is how we break generational cycles of poverty and create a future where black wealth is not just a possibility, not just a fluke, but a constant reality. So brothers, somebody type brothers. Brothers, the journey starts here. It starts with you. It starts with you. It starts with you making the decision to break free from the mental chains that have held us back for so long. You are the leaders of the black community. Irrespective of what these lovely ladies say, you are the backbone of the black community. And it's time for you to unlock your potential. It's time for you to build your legacy and set the foundation for a future where wealth is given, not a struggle. So let's rise together. Let's rise together and make this reality for ourselves and for the generations that come. I want to see you ball. I want to see you balling, black man. I want to see you riding clean, living clean, loving life, feeling good. I want to see you ball. But it all starts with you. Change that mindset. I love you all. God bless y'all. This is Uncle D. And as I always say at this time, I'm out.
Dennis Burling Podcast. Hit the like button, subscribe.